Good evening, dear students. So, in the last class, I gave you a small introduction on the writer Okot P. Bitek and also what his poem My Husband's Tongue is Bitter is all about. So, as you all know that this poem has been taken from a poetry compilation which is known as The Song of Lavino, and it has got 4 poems. So, the first poem is entitled as My Husband's Tongue is Bitter, so which is in our course, and the other three are also there. One is called The Woman with Whom I Share My Husband. Number 3, I Do Not Know the Dances of White People. And number 4, My Name Blew Like a Horn Among the Paira. So you need not remember all the 4 poems, but only you have to remember the title of the poem that we are given in the syllabus. So, in the last audio lecture, I have given you the details about the poet's birth and the year of death and the themes that the poet deals about, and also what are the themes that are reflected in this poem. Now, in this poem, we have to remember that the persona is Lavino. So, Lavino is the wife of Okol. Okay, so the husband to whom the poem is addressed, his name is Okol, and he is the subject in this poem. So, in the lines such as, husband, now you despise me, and then the insults of my men are painful beyond bearing, and then my husband treats me roughly in the 16th stanza. So, these are the different references through which we know that she is talking about her own husband. So this poem also talks about the African culture and the loss of culture and the acceptance of Westernism, the internalization of Western values. So which is very painful. And also her husband Okol, he what does he do is that he indulges himself in an affair with a white woman, and she is known as Clementine. Okay, so she is called Clementine, and in this poem we see various references in which the black woman she just draws a comparison between the white woman and the black woman. Okay, so there is a sense of competition among both of them. So and this is reflected in the poem. And the poet also uses local dialects of Africa in various stanzas of the poem, and also some African proverbs and cultural activities. So, from that, we know that this poem is actually very rich in cultural context. And also, we see that there are words such as Oju, Leono, Lily, Kalang. So these are the words from the poem which are derived directly from the local dialect of Africa. So, and also there are references to the setting, the geographical setting of the poem. So, where they say that Okol's eyes, it reminds of the Nile perch. So, Nile perch is a variety of fishes which is found in the Nile River, so which originates from East Africa. So, from there we know that they are trying to depict the African cultural as well as geographical setting. And then the poet talks about the husband's behavior, Okol's behavior, and how the narrator, she says that he is a hen that eats his own eggs. Okay, means he eats his own kind. So what is the actual poetic reference towards this line? That is that black people, that he scorns black people, he neglects and he despises black people while he is black himself. Okay, and also there are certain other references to Africa in the poem, such as the cultural practices and also about the African descent by the kind of houses in which they live. Okay, so these houses were grass thatched house. And also, the poet incorporates local proverbs such as the pumpkin in an old homestead must not be uprooted. So you see, these kinds of things are written in the poem, so which makes it a very rich African poet. And now, if we see the diction of the poem, then we have to see that the local dialect has been applied freely with local words, which I have already mentioned before, and also the language of the poem is very simple, so that it just looks like a conversation or a lament of a wife, rather than giving any poetic ornamental language to it. The poet just writes it in a simple language, which also the depicts the Africanness. Now, if we come to the main point of the poet, so what is the main subject matter of this poem? So the main part is that it is about a struggling marriage between Lavino. So who is Lavino? Lavino is the wife of Okol. Okay. So and then she is also the persona of the poem, and so she throughout the poem she laments about the character and behavior of her husband and towards her, and even though he is educated and civilized, he should not look down upon her and his African descent, because it makes him look foolish and a hen that eats its own eggs. Okay, so it is kind of a metaphor which is used with Okol. Okay, so why? Because he himself is a black who despises black people. And then she also says that she is not against his husband's idea of marrying another woman, but he should stop insulting her. For instance, when he says that she is a primitive savage woman, and she is just a mere village woman without any education or any qualities, then that is when she feels that her husband's words are just painful beyond bearing. So you see how his words have an impact on her mind, and also it kinds of questions her own identity. So herself is being deconstructed by the poet. Okay, so you see, now if you take a deeper look, yeah, if you take a feminist angle of this poem, you see that the husband, he is the one. Okay, so he is the one, and his wife, the lamenter or Lavino, she is the other. And now when we have the concept of one and the other, we have to take into mind that the husband, in order to establish his identity as one, means in order to establish his own self, he disregards the other. Okay, so this is a concept by Simone de Beauvoir in The Second Sex. So for a better reading, I would recommend that you all read about the concept of othering, okay, and one and the other, and how the self is created by criticizing the other. So and then the husband, he tries to construct his self by demeaning his wife and his own clansman. Okay, so you see in this poem there she makes a reference about the clansman in the first stanza. So clansmen are very important in African context, because these people, they live together as a society and they are bounded by certain rules and tribulations. Okay, so now when the husband says certain things about her and her native people, so she refers to the clansman that her husband is just hurtful beyond bearing. And also the comparison that Okol draws with the wife Lavino and his lover Clementine, that is also very unacceptable. for the poet, and she complains because her husband abuses her, and even with her mother, saying bad things about her mother. So he drags familial relationships with her, okay, and that is something which is really incorrect. And he also tries to make her feel ashamed of herself. And so what happens, these are the things that disappoints her, because her husband treats her harshly, and because she is not educated or baptized, and she doesn't even put an effort to enhance herself by adopting foreign methods of beauty like Clementine. So you see, now if we look into this matter from a post-colonial perspective, we have to look into the matter how the husband, he is stressing on the aspect of beauty by regarding only white as the subject, isn't it? So what he is trying to do, he is trying to make a comparison between a black woman and a white woman. Now if we see, both have their own qualities in their own stand, isn't it? Now it is very difficult for us to compare two things. Okay, now we cannot compare between gold and a diamond, isn't it? Because they have their both different properties, isn't it? They have their both elemental properties. And now similarly, it is very difficult for us to compare between a black woman's beauty and a white woman's beauty. But now the husband, what he is doing, he is setting up a standard of beauty. He is setting up a standard of beauty, and he is trying to project the epitome of beauty as the white woman. And that is why he is saying that this woman, this black woman, she doesn't put effort to enhance her beauty. Okay, so these are the things that also questions about the internalization of colonial values. Okay, means which in which we accept that the colonizers are supreme for to us, isn't it? The colonizers are only the best beings, and they are the truest form of human beauty and also character and everything. So which makes us disregard our own self. Now this husband Okol, he is also facing through the similar crisis. So these are the things that the poet, stresses in this poem. And now, if we look at the themes of the poem, we have to see that there is domestic disturbances. Okay, so domestic disturbances in the sense that the husband has an affair with another white woman, and he abuses his own wife, and then name calls her, and then shames her with different kinds of things which makes her feel very low of herself. Okay, and then there is also a theme of education. So by education, the poet tries to bring forward how the husband imbibes the Western philosophy, and which and he tries to set up the Western education as the benchmark for excellence. And he also tries to demean the local culture and the local lifestyle of the African people. He feels that these people are very primitive, including his own wife. And then there is this theme of religion. Okay, so how? Because the husband, he converts himself to Christianity, and now he feels that Christianity is something which is only acceptable, and he sees that the African people, they don't know the ways of the God. Now we have to see that the before Christianization of the Africans, they had their own ethnic like groups which actually prayed to their own religious deities. Okay, so they had this statue their actually form of religion, it was very similar to Hinduism. Okay, and then they also pray to the natural forces such as air, water, fire. Okay, and also some of the cultures, they also pray to this stones and then mountains. So but then what happened after the colonialism? They were converted to Christianity. Okay, now what the husband Okol is trying to say, that these people do not know the true ways of God. And then lastly, we have the theme of suffering or exploitation in this poem. We see how women has been exploited in this poem, and how the husband, he tries to create a violence, and also how he exploits her by carrying out an affair with a white woman, and how he demeans his own clansman and his own wife for another woman. So these are the themes that are reflected in the poem. Now in this poem, what are the things that you need to remember? Okay, which are the important things? At first, I told you all to read about a detailed summary on the poet, about his birth, and then about the work. So from where this work is taken. So this poem has been taken from Song of Lavino. Okay, and then we have to also see that who is the husband. So the husband is Okol, and who is the wife? Well, the wife is Lavino, who laments about her husband's affair with Clementine. And then we also have to see that how does the poet brings about the effect of domestic violence and lack of cultural values in Okol. And then so we have to also look at the themes which I have already told you right now. So these are the things that you need to remember. And so you need to also study the poem very well, and do let me know if you all have any doubts. Okay, thank you.